Support for Walking Evansville comes in part from Movement, an initiative of the Wellborn Baptist Foundation.
Many people don't realize that how our communities are designed has an awful lot to do with how healthy we are. After all, if you don't have a sidewalk outside your front door, it's pretty hard to go for a walk after dinner or to walk to a destination that's nearby. Or if you don't have a fresh fruit market down the street, then you're probably less likely to go buy fresh fruits and vegetables on a regular basis. The point is that community design, or what we call the built environment, seems to be clearer and clearer having effects on how healthy we are and, in fact, the health of an entire community. I'm Mark Fenton. I'm a public health planning and transportation consultant from the Boston area, and I'm lucky enough to have been invited to Evansville by the Wellborn Baptist Foundation and a host of coalition partners, all of whom are looking at environments and policies in Evansville and Vanderburgh County and hoping to try to create a healthier environment by virtue of the design of the community. Now that means we're not going to just sit and talk about it, and we're not going to just talk about programs that encourage people to eat their 5 fruits and vegetables a day or to get out and take a walk. We're actually going to go out and look at the environment and begin to ask questions about whether the design, whether the actual things you see on the ground around the area here encourage people to make healthy choices or not. So we're going to hit a series of locations, and we'll be looking at everything from the continuity of the sidewalk network to the quality of the Pigeon Creek Greenway system and the adjoining trails to whether we only have fast food as a choice for our eating options or whether there's a grocery store with fresh fruits and vegetables in nearby neighborhoods. All of those things are a part of our analysis, or if you will, audit of the environment that we're going to go take a walk and look at right now. The number of communities I have been in around the country where we're going to build a downtown convention center, arena, ball field, some magnet that's going to be the economic engine that turns the downtown around. I cannot possibly count the number that have thought that. The number in which it's actually happened, I can count because it's 0. Downtown convention centers and arenas and things like that, in my experience, I can't find an example where that alone did it. It's all of it together. And you need the downtown residential, and you need a system like this that is not just a recreational system, but a transportation system that allows people to ride a bike into work. So think of the American River Trail in Sacramento, California. That's a great recreational corridor, but also people are bike commuting into downtown Sacramento on it. How much is more downtown parking a part of the plan? Are they talking more?
It's not.
Good.
It's really not.
Great. Brilliant. That's the right answer. You know that. Do you guys all understand why that's not the right answer?
Yeah.
More downtown parking?
People
You don't want
just ride
cars.
into the event and then they
You
leave.
got it. You don't want cars, you want people downtown. And you get that with a good transit system and downtown residential and reasons to stay and live and be down there all the time. And just to be clear, other side of the street, we have habitat housing coming in here too. So you really got an area-wide sort of metamorphosis potentially, right? Going on in the area. Well, there's this massive move nationally, as you guys all know, back toward neighborhood schools, and sort of to some degree, that's what you're describing here, right, with the school integrate. And some of it is pure dollars and cents. The transportation costs were killing schools all over the country. Louisville was looking at this. I mean, schools. I did work in Milwaukee where they looked at the raw numbers and they said we simply cannot afford to be busing so many kids all over the town. And understandably, there were really important reasons to look at sort of intermingling and mixing the student populations. And everybody, I think, still really sensitive to that, but at the same time acknowledging the benefit of an older brother being able to walk his 2 younger kids, sister and brother, to school.
And I think also one of the other reasons they've been looking at is how the teachers then have that exposure to the same family.
Yep. So there's some continuity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can get role modeling. Well, just from the Safe Routes to School standpoint, I would say, as we think about the opportunity to walk and bicycle to school as one of the pieces of a physical activity, sort of approach that's everything from PE in school to recess to after-school programs, all the stuff you're working on. But to Safe Routes to School is a piece of that puzzle. Neighborhood schools really help you there, because if we are within walking distance of neighborhoods, and the older siblings can walk with younger ones, you begin to overcome one of the biggest parent barriers, which is fear. I'm worried that the streets aren't safe, but if I'm walking with my older brother, and in a group of 6 or 8 kids too, a passel of kids from the neighborhood, that's a much safer environment, we all know. but that's right. You know, that's sort of, it's big money if you want to start doing separated, what we call separated grade crossings, where you take pedestrians under, or even more expensive, over. And here's the interesting thing. If I said, I'm going to write you a $1.5 million check right now, is that the first thing you would use it for? One overhead crossing at one intersection. Particularly if I said that school could get a part of that money. So you could say, well, wait, what if I could save $500,000 and give it to the school and not lose 3 teachers I'm supposed to use? Then use the other $1 million to do, let me a portion of it to do a real high quality at grade crossing where these pedestrians are crossing right now. And then, so could we make that a safer crossing? Maybe that's fine, although I got to tell you, a lot of exposure, they're going to get clipped by the bus right now. Oh, no, they dodged it. They dodged the bus, or that driver who drove right through.
At least the type of crossing there is the modern piano key height.
Yeah, it is. Good, exactly. It's good striping. So that the ladder striping or piano key is good, and there are pedestrian signal timings. But more importantly, check out the radius of curvature on that far corner. Does everybody see? Those cars didn't have to slow below about 30 miles an hour, 25 to take that turn. And this one too, these big sweeping turns invite cars to take it. So those pedestrians, when they were out there, they actually had an advantage that there was a group of 5 or 6 of them. That made them much more visible. But it's really easy for a single pedestrian to be a very, very, sort of risky enterprise on a road that wide with this kind of volume. And the number of conflicts, I mean, look at the number. They gotta watch for the right turning vehicle from up there. Yeah, so now they're crossing. Well, they are crossing up there. Check it out. Not at the, because is any other treatment offered? There's no pedestrian crossing marked here. And I don't know on the far side. Let's go take a look. We gotta look, you guys. All right, I think we have to cross this way, guys. I don't know what else we're supposed to do. Heads up. Just soon hitches let you go, apparently. Let's punch this. Okay. No, there's a signal. I don't know if there's a countdown.
That's what's missing. Yeah, that would be all.
That would be a nice treatment, but also a median island, audible signal. But I think you need a median refuge on a cross this long. So this is a classic example. And interestingly enough, there's a median island there. So the question would be, what would it take to extend the nose of that island out to here and give, okay, here we got it.
And then we're getting the morning. Well, that means.
But that's okay, it just means don't start. Yeah, if it gives us the full time to finish, that's all right. I think it's, heads up, guys. Don't let me get run over. Cover me, cover me!
And as you suspected.
Yeah, so there's nothing. So 3 legs have no treatment. So those pedestrians coming up the side, they did exactly what they're expected to do, which is walk up and you know why they crossed away from the intersection? We all know this. Because there are fewer conflicts there. Yeah. They try to cross here, they got to worry about right turns, people coming out of that right turn pocket lane. Yeah. Whereas if they go up there, in fact, there is a marked crossing right up there. They're actually, that's right. So that's where the logical spot is, to get away from the intersection and cross right there. So